Mark, you said prior to the season starting that it would be tough days for your side, and today was certainly one of those. It was a sobering afternoon, really.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's obvious. It's going to happen throughout the year. We're going to have some really tough games. We know that. You hope that you can be in them a little bit more than we were from the start of it. But what a good side we just played, on the verge of the championship last year, and they absolutely punished us in any moment that we gave them. And even when we got some control second half and thought we were back in the game, their finishing was exceptional. I thought they were excellent. Caused us more problems, asked us more questions than anybody we've played so far this year. I thought they were outstanding, and at times we weren't, and weren't at our best in moments, and didn't do enough to limit them, and sometimes turned the ball over a little bit. But they're all a consequence of each other in a way. You get stretched, you get tired, you get loose with the ball sometimes. But we've had a share of possession. We've had a lot of set plays. We've had a lot of attempts at goal, but not as many on target as them. When we have the chance second half, that wisps just past the post, brilliant hit from Shiloh. They get down the other end straight away and put one in the top corner. So yeah, a real lesson for us in some of the teams and the level and how they can cause you a problem. I thought they were excellent, so you have to give them credit for that. And we weren't able to contain them. And in the first half, when we lacked a bit of aggression and the same sort of intensity in our defensive play that we've had in recent weeks, we got punished for that.
I was going to say it was a nightmare start, really. 32 seconds, I think it was, and they had the ball in the back of it. But it was the kind of blueprint for what they did throughout that first 45. Second and the third goal, admittedly the third from Scully was a tremendous strike. But question marks over defended, Mark, really? Oh,
always. I think at every goal, if you're the team that scored it, you'll say it's a great goal, and if you've conceded it, you'll think you could stop it. Because even the second half games, they're counter-attack goals, and you might want to be able to prevent that from happening, but you're chasing the game a bit and you're trying to get yourself back in it, so that can happen. The ones in the first half, we probably miss a couple of moments to clear the ball in the first 20 odd seconds, so there's no worse start to the game for us than that, but there's plenty of time to get back in it. We can probably defend better on the second one because he turns really easy in the box, takes a little bit of a nick before it goes in, but it's good play from McGrandles. He gets in a high position in the box, which they do very, very well, make you defend deep at times. And then the third one, we try and play offside. It's never offside, and again he cuts inside a little bit easily, but puts it in the top corner. So yeah, there's an element of real quality from them in their goals, and an area where you'd say, come on, we've got to defend those situations better. And we're at a level now where you get punished when you don't.
Yeah, and they played a very fluid 4-3-3, and I guess looking at things at half-time, you came out in the second half and a little bit more on the front. But I guess your message really, Mark, was just to be more competitive.
Yeah, I mean, just don't get run over and play with a bit more aggression, a bit more purpose. The context of the game changes. They're 3-0 up. They're comfortable in the game. So, of course, but we were really dominant in that first part. First 10 minutes, we got centre-back stepping out. We've got a bit more control. We look like we're a threat and might get a goal. And then that sort of period of 10 minutes is ended by them breaking away and scoring a really good finish from outside the box. So yeah, we didn't stop. We kept going. The game died a little bit towards the end, but we had a real fight about us at any moment that could have gone our way today. Maybe didn't. That was a potential turning point. Maybe a penalty shout on Shiloh in the first half. Maybe gives you some encouragement. Maybe a little bit better use of the ball in some of our attacking chances, because we had a lot of entries in the first half, in the final third, but didn't quite make something of it, or a good enough chance to make something of it. And they're the moments where we have to turn the game back in our favour and to settle things down and to make sure it doesn't run away from us. But it did run away from us in the first half. And then in the second half, every time it looked like there's a moment for us, it kind of ended in them scoring again. So we got punished today against best team we played against, no doubt. They haven't had a day like that. They've been waiting for it. They've been really frustrated in their games, but they've been able to put, for the first time, their strongest or close to their strongest team on the pitch, and looks like a team that's going to do well this year.
Of course, in that second half, say, a lot more drive from your side, but I guess when you play that way, there's always the chance that you're going to get caught in behind, and they scored, the fourth and the fifth goal. But I guess you had no option but to go for it, really, Mark.
Well, the reality is probably in the second half, if the game was level at half-time, you'd probably say, right, Bolton Wanderers style, drop off, let them have it, make it really compact and frustrate them. But we'd be booed off the stage if we tried that in the second half too often and just tried to play damage limitation. You've got to take risks to win games. We probably played too many attacking players on the pitch today, so we couldn't get control of the game. So maybe we need to play with one less attacker to try and get a bit more control in certain games, as we have done in others. But you want to develop as a team and find different ways of competing and winning. And when you're here, you want to try and chase wins and play with as many attacking players on the pitch. But you've got to try and get that balance right. So that's one for us to take away and think about. But yeah, we got taught a few lessons this afternoon by a really good side. But knowing us, we'll learn those lessons and improve, because we always have done. But I think it's just not so much an eye-opener, because I think we know the level that we're at. We've played some very, very good teams so far, and we've been really competitive. We've played another one today. We haven't been able to stay in it, and it's run away from us. But you know, that's the test and the challenge we've got being at this level now.
You talk about tests and challenges, and I guess one of the challenges possibly going into today was after a 10-day break, you possibly lose a little bit of momentum. Was that the case? Did that have a factor today?
I don't know. I mean, they've had the same break as us, so I mean, hindsight and whatever, you just say yes because we got beat, but we could have got beat. Whatever. We convinced ourselves that if we'd have carried on playing, we'd have kept winning. Well, we don't know. It might have been horrible. We might have lost those games in that period. So I don't think you can try and draw those conclusions. Certainly a break does disrupt that rhythm, and in terms of physically being at the level of that game rhythm, sure. But in the end, we played against a team that were better than us today, and we weren't able to stay in the game in the periods where they were on top, or control them, or contain them, and they were very, very clinical in the chances that they had. So they deserve to win the game, and we have to just take it on the chin and move on to Portsmouth away next week.
Thanks, Mark. Cheers.